what is a strength that you have that people often overlook?
I'd say the strength I have is being a very good listener, but that's come from being really empathetic with
Hmm.
people and being able to understand people on a different level and a
How
deeper
did you,
level.
if I may ask, how did you find yourself doing what you're doing now?
I went through trauma at a very early age. Um, I lost my dad when I was 13, and over the course of his illness, I was abused by my next door neighbor.
Hmm.
Then that a few years went by, and I gained confidence and wanted to become a life coach to help other women who have gone through similar situations, not necessarily the same thing. Yeah.
Your journey of emotional recovery and trying to get a sense of stability was not easy, it'd be safe to say, correct?
Definitely not easy.
Was it
Definitely.
was it hard to navigate and through your imperfections? We all have them. But was it hard, challenging to navigate through your imperfections and see that there was another side of you, that you were not just a human being who makes mistakes?
Yeah, it was. Like you say, everybody has different imperfections, and it was ridiculously tough. It was a lot of self-reflection initially, but doing that at a young age, at the age of like 10, 11. Um, and then like after I lost my dad, it was like almost like a maze of trying to figure out who I was, what I actually liked doing. Um, and then like during the court case, being on my own in a lot of that. Um, it was a lot, and I found myself sometimes reaching for a book or reaching for a journal or listening to music, just anything to stay connected
Hmm.
with things that I loved during that time. Um, one of my friends quite recently actually said to me, "Did you watch like the last Harry Potter premiere on TV?" And I went, "What? Was that on
Mm.
TV?"
Yeah, yeah.
And this is coming from a massive Harry Potter fan since I was, like, 7,
Hmm.
and I lost that bit of memory.
Hmm.
So during therapy and everything else, I decided to broach that and say, "Hey, look what went off. How come I missed such a chunk?" And he said, "It's disassociation."
Ah.
So it's where we can remember minute details of trauma, but nothing else surrounding. So it almost makes it tunnel vision, which I found really interesting. And I thought, well, if it's not only me that's gone through this, obviously, I need to be able to help others, but not from a therapeutic point of view, from a coach point of view.
When you say chunks of time,
Mm,
we're not talking a few days then.
no,
What are we
no.
talking about?
We are talking months, even years.
When you mention court case,
Mm.
shed a little bit. If you want to know more, you're going to need to go to her Instagram or her YouTube channel. We'll again touch on that a little bit later in the show. But what are you talking about when you mention court case? Just touch on it.
I mean, at the age of, I think I was 13, 14 again, just lost my dad. An investigation was opened up into my abuser, which led to a court case, which sadly didn't lead to prosecution. So I had to muddle my way through that as well.
Was there support for you going through that process?
I had my mum and my aunt was with me on the day. I went through therapy, well, counseling, but that was let go of as soon as I went into a court case. I couldn't go through counseling whilst during an investigation.
Now, your life today revolves around your mission, as you kind of talked about it, of helping others.
Yes,
Do you see moments, though, where, well, what you have gone through creeps back in?
absolutely. Absolutely. And it would be unauthentic of me to sit here now and say, "Yep, don't think about that anymore." Um, because I do. It's something that's there in the back of my mind, but it's also something which serves as motivation to me because it makes me realize why I do what I do
Mhm.
to such an extent and why I'm quite determined with
Yeah.
what I do.
Uh, I'll attest to your determination. It's in your tone, but it's also in your demeanor and your personality. Helping female trauma survivors create their future is the task. As a matter of fact, it's in your bio on Instagram. It's what you identify yourself doing. Um, what are one or two things that you can let the audience know that you do implement or start off with to help women, female trauma survivors, create their future? What are one or two things that you do?
I get to know or endeavor to know what it is that makes them tick. Everybody, no matter what they've been through, has a purpose. It may be hidden, it may be buried under different memories, things like that. But I endeavor to get to that because throughout mind mapping of feelings, throughout journaling, throughout mapping progress, it's the purpose that women lose.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's being able to keep that purpose, but losing the pressure. Because women are under so much pressure anyway. So it's about getting there, but step by step, not taking huge leaps.
Mm, good point. I get it. Not taking huge leaps. What are some small steps that you've been able to take that someone now going through what you've already gone through
Mhm.
can hear to help them in their process of emotional recovery?
When I first started my process, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'd lost who I was. So I can remember going right back and trying to figure out what I was interested in at school, um, which was like fossils, history, um, things like that. Then I went back and discovered the music that I liked, discovered the movies that I loved. Um, and I did all that to try and identify what it was that I wanted to get to. And after I did that, one common theme was helping people.
Mm,
Now, for you, that might be something completely different, which is absolutely fine. Um, but that is a very good starting point. And just making sure that you are aware of your feelings and knowing that your feelings are valid, that is so important too. So working out where you want to be is the first thing, and then working out how to get there, but doing it in small steps. It might mean if it's something academic, going back to college, doing research, stuff like that. If it's in dramatic arts, it might mean studying plays, it might mean going to see movies,
Yeah.
all those kind of good things.
Uh, Talking my language. Small steps and music involved. That's really good. I like that. By the way, you love to dance?
Yeah, I do.
I had to throw that out there to you. You do. You love to dance. Okay, so here we go. Question.
Okay.
What do you mean when you say living imperfectly perfect? What does that mean?
Nobody's life is perfect. Nobody's recovery is perfect. One thing that is perfect, the imperfections and the stepping stones which help you realize your version of perfect.
Mm.
So that is what imperfectly perfect is. It's looking at your imperfections, our imperfections, and turning them and realizing that they are ways to connect. They are ways to make friends. They are ways to talk with family, even. But what they aren't is limits. If you strive for perfection, you set limits.
You've experienced enough in life at this point, missing your Harry Potter and a number of other things. You've experienced enough in your life to be able to encourage, fortify, strengthen, and help refocus other women. What other areas of your life do you see improving or you wish for yourself over the next 5 years?
Ooh, relationships would have to be one. Still working there.
Mhm. Okay.
Uh, and having the confidence to carry on,
Uh,
because sometimes it's confidence can be a limit. So confidence is something that I'm gradually breaking down the walls of. Um, because confidence involves comfort zones, and I've never been happy with having a comfort zone.
okay. You've never been happy having a comfort zone. Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah,
So you don't have any?
I don't. When I get too
Interesting.
comfy, I want to break out.
Hmm. You're a unique individual. Very interesting. That sounds like a second show. I could go down that rabbit hole, but I'm not going to. Let me do this. So hold on a second. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna move this over here. We're gonna do that. And everybody, we truly appreciate you being here with us on NATV Network. Give a wave out too. That's a good one there, Jemma. Um, okay, here we go. I need to share a few things with the audience about you, so that they get to get a better idea of who you are and a number of other things. So let's just make that happen now. I'm gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna go to the Instagram.
Yeah,
The Insta of the Gram. Now, YouTube community, we're gonna start here, but we're gonna work our way to a couple of other things. You have a book that people can keep an eye out for in the future, correct?
I do. I have a wait list.
Oh, there you go. All right. So, man, I didn't. Hey, surprising me. You got a wait list. Let's move this around like that. Okay, so you have a wait list.
I do.
How do they get to be on the wait list?
By the link in my Instagram for now.
Okay.
But if I can, I will put a link in the comments too.
Got it. All right. So go ahead if you can. You want to put something in the comments, knock yourself out.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Awesome. You can put your Instagram in there if you can. You can put your YouTube, put website, a bunch of other stuff. So now, actually, I don't like the way that looks. Let me maneuver some things around here. Let's go like this. There we go. Better. All right, that looks better. Let me look up there. Yeah, that looks better. And over here. Oh wait, hold on, everybody. Um, put that in my ear. All right. All right, here we go. Jemma, here we go. Let's have some fun. Look at that. That's your Instagram. You're a writer, a life coach. Tell us more about the PCOS warrior part.
Okay, so in 2017, um, I was in a bit of a rocky relationship, shall we say. Um, and one thing that made it rockier is that I discovered that I had PCOS, which, for those of you who don't know, is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So that involves difficulty losing weight, acne, unpredictable periods, all that kind of good stuff,
Mhm.
and a hell of a lot of pain.
Mm.
So that obviously means for me, even though I want a family in the future, it means that it may not be possible. Um, and treatment for it is really quite limited for now. So anything that I can do to raise awareness for PCOS and make people feel that they're not the only one going through that, because I know how lonely that can be, then yeah, that's something else I do.
Yeah. Now, that part of your life and something that you deal with, you're meeting a lot of women that are dealing with this. What are
Yeah,
you finding out about individuals that are experiencing this? What are you finding about their character, about their determination? What are you
I'm
learning from
I'm
this experience?
finding that they're really quite resilient. They struggle with self-confidence, and they're just looking for any which way to help themselves, which, I mean, they've been to doctors and doctors have just called them lazy,
Mm.
and things like that, and it's that's not the case at all. They can be the most active person on the planet and still have PCOS, which for me is really frustrating, um, because it's always been seen as a limit. I saw it as a limit
Mm.
until I got diagnosed with it, and I was like, "Whoa, I can actually help people to see that that's not the be all and end all. You can still carry on. You can still move with the labels of being called lazy and being said that there's nothing that they can do to help you, um, because that's just one small part."
How long has it been since you've had this diagnosis?
Since 2017.
What has become your mission now? Has it altered or changed? Has one taken over and the other one has taken a back seat?
Not at all, not at all. I look at my mission as to make people feel valued, make women feel valued. No woman should feel less because of different perceptions of people or different diagnoses that they have. Um, and quite a few trauma survivors have PCOS.
I have to admit, I didn't know that until I stumbled across your page. And
Yeah.
that's why I led with that question. They're almost interconnected.
Yeah.
And that surprised me. I didn't know that.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of it's a bit like generalized anxiety
Hmm.
disorder,
Hmm.
which
That's a good one.
I
Yeah. I
I
see.
was
Yeah.
also diagnosed with,
Hmm.
and C-PTSD as well,
Yeah.
which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Um, and that I was diagnosed with in 2022.
Mm.
And I was quite shocked because I was aware of PTSD. I wasn't aware of CPTSD. And I thought, "Well, what is it?" So I went down my little rabbit hole
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and found out that it was complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's where a person goes through trauma over a long period of time. So obviously the trauma that I went through, it was over 2 years. Um, I incorporate the court case into that because that was
Yeah.
part of the trauma.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I was quite shocked that it wasn't as talked about as it is now. So yeah, it's something that I help women through in my program as well.
Now, you've got some amazing postings. We don't have all day to go through them, and it's, what are we talking about? Is it 7, 8, 9 o'clock where you are over there? What time is it?
It's 7:30.
It's 7:30. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the UK there. Um, tell me this posting that you have, make sure if I can pull it. Oh, it's too small there. And let me go back this other way here. Hold on, everybody. Go back a page here. There we go. Dink. Okay. Unprocessed trauma does not just disappear, it is stored in your body. Explain. Let's talk about that for a little bit from your perspective. Why did you post that for everybody?
I posted this because not many people realize that when you've been through trauma,
Mm,
it lives within your body as physical symptoms as well as emotional symptoms. So the physical symptoms can be dizziness, can be problems with your gut, can be headaches. It can really, really mess with your system and make you believe that you are really unwell.
mm,
Um, when I was going through my trauma, I was convinced I was unwell at the end of it, but it was just the unprocessed trauma. Once I had relived a particular memory from the trauma in a therapeutic practice that my wonderful therapist took me through, it felt like for the first time I could breathe because my chest had been so
yeah,
tight from
yeah.
living in the flight or fright situation for too long. So that's why I posted that because it resonates with so many people
Yeah,
who
it,
have
it,
been
it really
through.
does. Yeah. You have this posting here. Please tell us a little bit about this posting and go ahead and share some more encouragement like you've been doing. But this one says, don't be defined by your past. It was a lesson, not a life sentence. Common expressions some of these postings may be, but I want your perspective. Why was this an important thing to share on social media?
I believe that on social media, it's so closed off a lot of the time. And whilst we're scrolling, we get so wrapped up in what happened in our past. We get embroiled in comparisons and compare ourselves to so many different people. And we've got to remember that what we actually went through, that's something that you may class as an imperfection. You may class it as something that hangs on to your back. Um, but it's a lesson. You can learn from those. And then you can use that and move it on.
Beautiful.
So it's just looking at things in a different way with a different perspective.
Was it challenging to establish a perspective that could become a lifestyle for you with the pain of the disgusting behavior of others and the trauma that they put on your life when you were younger to the PCOS? Uh, was it challenging having a perspective that works for you every day and gets you out of bed every day?
Absolutely. And again, I would be lying that if I said at the start it was easy because it wasn't. At the start, I was just putting one foot in front of the other, working myself way too hard, and ending up in burnout. And then I realized, why am I striving for perfection when perfection clearly doesn't suit me, or my perspective of perfection is screwed? So then I started working and thinking, well, hang on, how many other people are doing exactly the same thing as I am now? Why can't I just be happy with seeing things that other people see as imperfections, but my version of perfect?
That
So
I'm
it's
sorry, go ahead, please.
it's a case of rewriting the narratives, turning them into positives, and
I'm go
learning from them.
I'm gonna jump on this, this posting you had here, kinda fits with what you're describing now. It's the smallest of steps which create the foundation for the biggest of things. Um,
Yeah, they
there was no way you knew you and I would be doing this today or we would meet. But there are people that are part of our audience that need this kind of information that you're sharing. I am so honored you're on the show. I really am. Looking at your content, finding your Instagram page, looking at your YouTube, you are really interested in women feeling good about themselves and
yeah,
holding on to whatever dignity they have or regaining dignity. And I truly like you because of that. I really do. I really like you because you're very interested in them overcoming the pain that someone else put on them. And this is a beautiful posting that you have. Um, Before we move on to some other things, and I'm going to go into some other stuff, let's talk a little bit about the smallest of steps.
okay, so the smallest of steps can look as small as getting out of bed in the morning, or they can look as small as maybe making a cup of coffee. Whatever makes you motivated, whatever gives you the strength. So, a bit like I said, for me, it was being able to get out of bed. That was one of the steps that I took, because that is the beginning of everything. In the morning, you wake up, but the strength there is being able to get out of bed in the morning. And then from there, I was able to make small adjustments, make small goals. Don't set big, massive goals. I've been there, I've done that. It doesn't work. Loads of people will say, go, do it. I'm here saying, don't do it,
I was trying
because
not to. I was trying not to laugh, but I'm thinking about the way you talk. You're going, don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do
no,
it. Massive goals, big no no.
no, they're just like, say bye bye to motivation time.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
yeah,
But yeah, that's the reason I posted that,
yeah,
because I was
yeah.
I was seeing all these different things. You know how it is on social
Oh
media,
yeah, 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 yeah,
where people have
yeah,
got these big ambitions to get big houses and
yeah.
cars and all that kind of stuff. And there's me thinking, don't do that. You're just comparing yourself and opening a
There you
door
go.
to
Yeah,
comparison. Shut the door.
yeah, yeah. Hey, some people are addicted to the whole comparison thing. they just they just they watch another show and they go like, I'm gonna do exactly what they're doing, or I'm
Yeah,
gonna and then they're constantly they see another thing and then they're chasing over here and then this person tells them how to do their YouTube and then this person does and then they're all of it. I'm doing this show and I'm doing that. They're all over the place and then they go like, I don't know why my self-esteem is going down down the drain. And
yeah,
it's because the small steps are being overlooked for these leaps and bounds of success.
yeah,
And I like the way you say that. There's so much on your Instagram that I could pull in, and we could do multiple series of shows on. that can be encouraging. But I want to pop something up on the screen before we end our time together. And let me go over here and do this and bring that in and pull that up. This is for everybody to find you, I think, right? Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is where they can find your links but I gotta share this part. If everybody can see that, let me look over here. Yeah, everybody can see that. It says full of fun, honesty, and good chats. When I saw that, I'm smiling right now. It ate me alive. I said, okay, I gotta ask her to be on the show. I gotta get you on the show. It's like that is so, and especially on a Friday, because people know if you've been here for 5 years with us, Friday is goofy time for me. And I want everybody to be happy despite the troubles that you may be confronted with. Full of fun, honesty, and good chats. And that's what you have experienced here as our audience. For those of you who are passing through, viewers of YouTube and are passing through and find us, may or may not work for you, but that's okay. Remember, if you come back, you're going to get these things, not just from Jemma. We are honored to be able to have her as a part of NATV today, full of fun, honesty, and good chats. That can seem very hard for you to do considering the court case and everything else that you've been through. But how do you pull it off?
I have taken life and looked at it in a very different way.
Hmm.
What I mean by that is I've already been through some of the hardest things. So I tend to live every day like it's my last.
Beautiful. Interesting.
I used to be one for saying no for things. Rides being one of them, right? And I'll use this as an example. One of my best friends this summer turned round to me and said that we're going on a log flume together.
Okay, break it down.
Mm,
I could guess what it is, but that was UK speak. A log what?
log flume.
Okay, now
So we're talking a great big slide.
wait, hold on. No, you got to hold on a second. Don't do that. Just stay right there. Okay, do it now.
So we're talking a great big slide like
Yeah,
this.
cool.
Both of us sat in what looks like a log of wood going downwards, a lot of water
Mm.
underneath, and then it finishes in a great big pool of water at the bottom. So there was one slide like this
Uh,
size and one slide like this size. And for me, that doesn't like heights or being like not in control of any situation, I was like, no, that
wait,
was my first instinct.
that's a controversial situation.
And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And then my friend turned around to me and said, yes, you are.
Yes, you are. I would have said this. Yes, you are. You're gonna do it.
So I did it and I had the best time ever.
Yay! That is so cool. That is so cool.
So, but yeah, I will have to share those images because I don't
Yeah, you're
think
gonna have to
they're up
do that.
anywhere.
You're gonna have to do it. We'll work that out because the audience will need to see that. Listen, what was it that you learned about yourself by giving in?
I
It's
learned that I
Go ahead.
can have fun and it's not bad.
Uh,
And that's a lesson that I think everybody can learn
yeah,
from that. Like your first instinct when you are in that situation of something that you don't normally do
of course. Yeah, yeah,
is to go, no, no,
yeah.
I'm not doing it.
I'm with you on that. I would go like, nah, I'm good. They're like, no, you got to try it.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what is it that you think you may try in the future that you haven't tried before?
Oh, wow. That's
Come on,
interesting.
there's got to be something
I would
that you that's a no that you know you can turn into a yes.
I know. I would love to swim in the sea. Never done
Okay,
that.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
So
Oh,
I
wait,
would love to do
what's
that.
the closest one near? Where are you in the UK? How close are you? Hold on a second. I have a question freezing here. Okay, from where you are, how long does it take you to get to the sea?
30, 40 minutes.
Okay, What do you need to do to make that 40-minute trip? What would you say you need to do to get to that point where you're going to at least take the trip? Maybe you won't get in the water, but at least that'll be one baby step to at least drive out there. What do you need to do?
Let go and realize
I
that
had a feeling you're going to say that.
I can do that and I can brace the unknown because I've done that before.
Yeah.
So
What are
I
you?
need to look
Go ahead.
at it like that.
What are you letting go of?
I think it's like my insecurities deep down. I've always been one to say, no, it's too high, not doing it.
Yeah.
Or no, I can't feel the bottom of the swimming pool, I'm not doing it.
Well, you want to feel the bottom. So, okay. So I'm just curious. I'm a social scientist. I just like talking to people. So I just bear with me now.
Go ahead.
So what is the insecurity that's connected with getting in the ocean? I'm just curious to ask.
Truthfully, I don't know.
Hmm.
And
Okay, stay.
that's
uh,
me being really truthful.
no, I know. She is. Everybody, she's being truthful. Everybody. Okay, but seriously, you guys gonna have to stay tuned because at some point we're gonna have video footage of this and pictures of this when it actually happens. We don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm telling you, she's gonna do it. You
I will
have
do it.
you have overcome things that someone is going through right now. They need to know that you are willing to take on another challenge and overcome it. And that's pretty much what everybody's getting to hear right now. She set a marker. We've all heard it. It's on social media for forever. You are setting the marker to try something that makes you feel insecure, overcome insecurities, feel uncomfortable. What is it then that you can say to someone then that needs a little uplifting for something they need to go through?
The best advice I can give is make time for you.
Mm,
Realize how
uh,
important you are
mhm.
and don't
That's a good
let
one.
anybody's judgments cloud your opinion of yourself. I spent too many years doing that.
Yeah,
Don't make the same mistakes.
love it. Hey, you can't it's like it's 11:52 over here in California. You can't make me start crying this time of the morning because that was beautiful. That was pretty good. You got me tearing up. That was a good one. That was good. That was good. I'm gonna cut that out, send it to you. You can place that everywhere. I'm gonna send. I have to show everybody this. So let's go back over here. I'm gonna hit this button, and we're gonna have some fun here. Um,
Oh,
more fun.
crikey.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Crikey.
Oh, no comment. So okay, everybody can get a look. You take a look at her links. Go through Instagram to do that. But I wanted to do this right here. Pop up. There it is. Website.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Hold on a second. I got stuff here. Just let me move some stuff around, everybody. I got to hit that button so that's just out of the way. There we go. Your website here, Jemma Blythe, Living Imperfectly Perfect. Everyone, please go to her YouTube channel as well. Right now, we're focusing on the website. You got a book that's heading everybody's way. You have a program that people need to know about. Can we touch on that a little bit again before we have to go? And we're going to also talk about you have a podcast. So let's start with the program.
Okay. So the program, I am super excited, is where I get the chance to work with individual women who have been through trauma and are willing to overcome and have that accountability, not just once a week for 12 weeks, but every day for 12 weeks. So there's one session with me every week, but in addition to that, you get a workbook with journaling pages, with habit trackers, with different techniques that I've used to be able to overcome your imperfections, break that trauma bond, and live your life happily and free, living imperfectly perfect afterwards.
Letting go of the perfection that can be almost forced upon women today, or we can internally, person can internally feel they can begin to embrace the shortcomings, recognizing that, well, a lot of times people, we can have more positive things happen than shortcomings, but if we're not careful, right,
Yeah,
perspective can be twisted.
yeah, it can. Absolutely.
You say how to turn imperfections into perfections,
Yeah,
back to basics and living happier. And
yeah,
then you have this how to break away from others' opinions and live authentically.
yeah.
Three bullet points that you highlight as a part of what you're able to work with people on. Um, I'm gonna hit this one because I want
Yeah.
to do this. The about section concerning you is very well written. Your website is very well done. It's easy to navigate and easier for people to appreciate. I want to highlight this section here. Jemma also has trained as a keynote speaker. This is something I want a lot of business professionals watch our channel. We truly appreciate it. So for those of you out there looking for a public speaker, feel free to hire her. Come on, you guys, give her a gig. She's able to discuss these subjects for your staff and for your corporation. And it may truly be something beneficial for them and they need to hear so they can continue to do a good job uh, on their jobs. I'm just, beautiful website. Very well done. It's
Thank
very
you so much.
encouraging. I'm trying to find the right word. Very encouraging website. Really, really nice work. Nice job. Well done. Well done, Captain Crunch. Well done. All right. Now, this is the part of the show in which normally we go do a little section that everybody's looking for. And I'm going to put that up in just a second. But before we do that, I am going to ask Jemma 2 questions that she had no idea I was going to ask her. Thank you
Again,
for thank you
more?
for trusting. Thank you for trusting. She's smart aleck too. So thank you. She's sassy, sassy. I appreciate you for being that. 2 questions, real quick. Not really. 2 questions.
Mhm.
1, what is it that a young woman needs to do so that she can regain her emotional recovery, her dignity, if she has gone through trauma? 2 things, not 1 thing. 2 things she may need. What can you give her?
The first one is I would say embrace anger. Anger is something which is underappreciated and very often frowned upon within women to have. But if somebody has come into your life and inflicted trauma upon you for no reason at all, and that's led you to forget pieces of your life, you have the right to reclaim that. You have the right to feel angry towards that person. I had no idea that I was even, they call it the trauma bond. I
Mhm.
have no idea that I was bonded to my abuser, but I was until I embraced the anger and I realized that I had the right to recover from what he'd done. And the next is to let go of shame. There's so much victim blaming, victim shaming going on online at the moment. Even women backbiting at each other. No, it stops. You were not in the wrong, they were. 2 things that you need to hold on to. I thought I was in the wrong. He used blackmail against me.
Mm.
It is so easy when somebody
Mm.
uses blackmail against you to believe that you were in the wrong, but you aren't. They use that as a way of control. and it is awful.
Mm.
There is no shame in speaking up. So, yeah.
When we do this next question, just have at it, and then we're going to get to that part of the show everybody you're waiting for. When it's the advice for the audience, she'll have something for you there. Next question. Over the next 36 months, if you had to project out what you expect to take place in your life, where do you see your life outside of going into the ocean? That can't be on the table. You just put that aside.
Oh, shame.
Where do you see your life being over the next 36 months?
Busy, very proactive, definitely when it comes to book releases and things like that. Working with more women,
Hmm.
empowering more women, and being more me,
I like that.
and not letting anything stop me from being me.
I love it. Love it. I love hearing you talk like that. I love it. I love it. You have no idea. I do one of these, but I'm sitting down. Yay! I mean,
It still comes across in the right way.
I hope so, because I do that a lot when I'm in here in the studio by myself. Like, yay! And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if somebody could see me. They go like, he needs to be institutionalized. I am so happy to hear you say that. I am so encouraged by you. You are very encouraging. If you spend any time on her content, and everybody, please make sure you go over to her YouTube channel and subscribe to her as well. Make sure you take the time out of your schedule. I know you're all very busy. Go to her YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button and show your love and support for her trusting me enough to come on our show here on NATV Network and share her life and be vulnerable and talk about circumstances and situations that she has continued to strive to overcome. You are indeed a warrior. And if you need more information on PCOS, I just said it wrong, didn't I? Did I say it right?
No, you didn't.
I don't know why I was sticking another S in there. PCOS.
Yeah.
Please make sure you go and connect with Jemma. Jemma, you're a breath of fresh air, full of fun, full of honesty. And the other thing, I forgot. What was the other one? I forgot already.
Good chats.
Yeah, good chat. Yeah, there you go. And by the way, look, let me tell you guys this. I'm just going to say this right now. You need to book her on your podcast. If you got a podcast, put this woman on your show. Pre-show chat, awesome. Prepping for the show, awesome. Coming in as a professional, mic ready to go, awesome. She was spot on. Trust me, I had very little work to get this show going, and you have stuck the landing with pure glamour and with class. And I truly appreciate you doing this with me. And don't get a big head for everything I just said, but if you want to, you can do it today. You can do it today, and I appreciate you doing that. Now, time for the part of the show that many of you instituted way back on Instagram days. When we were on Instagram and got started, and we still have kept down to this day. Bam, there it is. Advice for the audience. Have at it.
So, my advice for you and for anybody listening is to embrace your authenticity. What that means is to look beyond other people's opinions, embrace what you love, whether that be horror films, whether that be books, whether that be, I don't know, the latest piece of technology. Embrace it. Don't let anybody say that you're wrong, or you can't do that, or you can't do this, or you can't be like that, because you can. And this is coming from the little kid that used to be a bit of a
Mm.
goth at school and wear black and all that kind of stuff. But you can embrace you without the shame. Let go of shame and live authentically. It's more fun.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You should never told me the goth part though. All right, so
No.
really now, I didn't get those pictures when you sent me pictures. I didn't get that part. You showed me all the, oh, look how nice I am. Look at this picture, Faxon. I want to know about the Goth part now. Okay, so what? You did the whole black lipstick and the whole thing?
I did.
You
Yeah,
did?
I did.
That's a whole
That
nother
was
show.
me.
If you ever come back, I want to see. Go ahead.
Don't worry, you will.
You did.
That was me as a kid in primary school, so when I was really young.
Wow. That's real. Yeah.
And we had a show called We Will Rock You with all the Queen music,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
and I was one of the Gaga girls.
Yeah,
Now,
okay, we done talked all this stuff. You never mentioned none of this stuff. What do you got? Some type of alter ego over there? We
the Gaga
freaking
girls used to all be dressed in pastel colors and this, that, and the other. Well, all the pastel colors were taken when it got to my name.
oh wow.
So I went, I'm going to be in black. So everybody else was
Interesting.
listed as pink, yellow, blue, lilac.
Interesting.
Then there was me, black.
So are you a rebel or what? What are we talking about here? And see, we're gonna have a whole nother show right now because that
That's
kind of
my book
intrigued.
title,
Well,
Perfectionist Rebel.
is that what it? Oh wow, that's okay. That should be a coffee mug. That's merch right there. That's it right there. What and on one side or at the bottom of the cup, you just have lips painted with black lipstick on it. It's just,
Yeah.
that's the Goth part. Don't mind me, you guys. I'm still waking up in the morning. You have brought nothing but joy to my face and to my life this morning. I was never hesitant about having you on or anything. I just knew you would stick the landing. You have gone beyond that. I'm going to end the show with a video for everybody. We're going to, another show coming your way at 1:15. I really shouldn't be calling these shows. Today, we're just streaming. That means we're just coming on. We have people on. You saw Crystal already. You know, Crystal, she's been around for years with her show. We had Jemma today, who's just been amazing and opened up a whole can of worms and ideas with me that I want to talk to her about that you've said. And then we got a show at 1:15 that will be streaming. And then we're back again at 5 here, California time, where we'll be streaming another show. And that'll be with Susie, who has been on our channel, as you guys all know, for quite a while. And if you're just passing through, Susie now has her own network. And so her network and my network, we're getting together and we're going to be streaming out live to you. It has something to do with narcissism, how to spot a narcissist. And, you know, like last Friday, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, you guys. We're going to surprise you, some other things we have in mind. And I believe Crystal's going to join us on that one as well. So we thank you for being here today. I'm going to show a video. But before I do that, one thing I need to ask.
Go on.
When you were in your goth mode,
Yeah.
was that a form of protection?
I think it
Emotional
was.
protection?
I think it was, even at that young age. Yeah.
Interesting. I told you. Well, anybody who wants to get more from this beautiful woman, subscribe to her YouTube channel, go to her Instagram, check out our website, connect with her, and hopefully I will twist our arm enough to become a member of the channel and come back on, and I will promote you until I'm 80. So listen, this has been fun. And you've intrigued me a great deal. I'm very intrigued by you. There's a lot of questions I want to ask you, but thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to put up the video. If you're able to stick around, great. I'll talk to you after the show before my next show. And thank you so much for doing this and meeting our family here on NATV Network. Now you guys have officially met her. She has now been introduced to you. Go show your love and support to her. I'll see you in just a little bit. Thanks. All right, everybody. Are you ready? This video is going to play. I'm going to be done. And then we're going to be streaming again and be back. Why am I saying all that when all of you know that? It's for the people passing through the neighborhood who's never been here before. Enough of me. Cue the video.
watching and subscribing to NATV Network, New Attitude TV.